you got, bitch.
That's a weird thing to say.
He has a pretty good touch, you know? Like pause.
There's this guy. His name's Cyril. Okay. Do you mind just taking him on? I want to suck. What does that say? Rounding up.
Yeah.
She's 50 years old. What gym are you at? Because I am not going there.
Welcome back to MMA Mathletes. My name's Sean. This is Joe. We're two casual MMA fans who happen to be degenerate gamblers. Come join us while we chase the perfect parlay each week. This week, we're breaking down UFC Fight Night, Kevin Vellejos versus Josh Emmett. And if you enjoy our content, make sure you're subscribed and hit that thumbs up button.
All right, this past weekend, we got absolutely dusted. Everyone online, you were right. I was wrong. I am so sorry for anyone who took our bets to heart because those bets were dog shit last week. I don't know what happened this past card, but RoboCop just deleted Ferreira. I'll take that one on the chin just like he did. Man, we were not even close to our perfect parlay. That was the furthest away we are. We're usually one off on, the main event or the main card, and we're usually one off on the prelims. That one was the worst week we've had so far, but that's pretty good if you think about it, because we've been doing this for, 6 months now, 5-6 months.
The thing is, I'm okay with it because it was a knockout. Like, there's nothing worse than because most of the time when we're losing these parlays, it's because like this just fishy ass decision or someone decided not to show up. He was just the better man that day. I can live with that. I can live with my bet losing if it's like a definite decision, like a knockout or a submission or something like that. So I don't know, because I would have stayed with the same decisions. I just didn't, I don't know what's going to happen. That's the thing about betting.
The funny is, you said it best. I still stand by my bets though.
Yeah, like
I still think that I think that was supposed to be what happened, but I'm glad that it went the way it did because except for the main event. But we'll get into that. But everything else though, it was like, oh cool, they put it out there and they did it. They did the thing, you know? And that's cool. You did your job. Awesome. Yeah,
with the research that I did, though, that was like, if we did it again, I think I would have had the same results. So
exactly.
It's just, you just never know who's showing up, who's not showing up. I also didn't know that Bolaji is now with American Top Team, so that's an interesting development. That changes things next time for betting as well.
I also, I don't know, man. Bolaji, I still think in that fight, the guy he was against, I'm not going to say his name right now because I'm salty at him. He could have won that fight. He should have just stepped on the gas pedal. He could have gotten him out there first round.
But that short hook was pretty sweet.
Oh, he got him flush. But he spent like a minute and a half of the first round doing absolutely great. First combination, Bolaji's just gushing from the face. And then he's on the back foot the whole time. Mm-hmm. And he looks dog shit tired. Were you sick or something? What are you doing?
That's true.
He got destroyed. All he had to do was a double jab cross, and he would have just deleted Rodolfo. He would have at least put him in danger.
That's true. And then we had Tercios. Just is what it is. That guy, he's way better than I thought he was going to be.
Dude, how good was he?
Oh, he looks like a fucking world beater.
Wow, I thought he was timid in his other fights. Like he wasn't really like, the truth.
Yeah, I thought that
he was the truth.
Yeah. Well, I thought that Tercios was gonna bring the fight, and then that was gonna be his like fork in the road moment where it's like, am I getting in or am I getting out?
Yeah.
And I thought that he was gonna be getting out. I thought he was gonna be like, okay, I don't want to be in this fire. But apparently he wanted to be in that fire.
Dude, he had such Topuria energy, and everyone's saying it too. Everyone's like, man, this guy's just like Topuria. But the way he fights, the way he moves, his heavy boxing, good wrestling. We do have another Topuria on our hands. Like, we just do.
Potentially, yeah.
I think this guy's really good. And when he kept on rolling into that submission, what a gangster submission. That's like Ronda Rousey was like, oh my God, I have an armbar.
Yeah.
Dude, take some notes.
Yeah.
Like, that was sick.
That is a sick submission to have.
And the fact that he went out there and he finished it. I just love people that finish their fights.
But you know who else has that same finish on lock? Islam. So,
dude,
there must be something there.
Dude, there must be something there. The main event, the BMF went from baddest motherfucker to boring motherfucker.
No, what it is that I think they cut it a little short. It's actually ADCC BMF.
Oh.
That's what it is.
You know what I thought it was? I thought that it was Max's fault. I think that Max, because he's on the beach all day, he smells so fantastic that Oliveira just had to hug him the entire time. He was like, "Oh my God, you smell good." I mean, he wasn't trying to hit him; he was just trying to sniff him.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate because the BMF belt is a casuals belt.
Yeah,
like it's not made for greatness really or anything like that. It's for the people that want a backyard brawl, that want to see Dustin Poirier looks like he would just scrap at a bar. Oh, Justin Gaethje looks like he can scrap at a bar. Let's put them together and see what happens, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a casuals belt. I think it's stupid that they were treating it like a real belt. Like, dude, what are you doing? Don't sign on the dotted line if you're not going to like give the fans what they want.
Yeah. And like if you're going to do that as well, that's cool, but at least get the submission. I think the biggest takeaway, dude, is how good is Max Holloway's submission defense?
He should have gotten the BMF belt based on that. I mean, Oliveira was just hugging him. He was defending a like 3rd or 4th degree black belt.
Yeah, that was so impressive. Think about it. Arman almost got submitted by him twice. Like literally his pants coming off saved him.
Yeah,
like
that was
crazy.
tight. That was a very tight choke though.
Mateusz Gamrot got submitted by him. Like there's a bunch of people that you would think are better grapplers than Max Holloway that don't get out of those situations.
Who went into this fight not trying to grapple.
Yeah.
So him being like, man, we're gonna fucking brawl because that's what this belt means. Goes in there and goes, oh, I guess we're grappling. I guess I'll just defend this for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
You know? And then the point down, I was like, man.
Yeah.
Like it's cool for Max, but I just lost a little bit for Charles.
It's just unfortunate because now it makes it so that we just know the clear cut thing. It's going to be Ilya is going to take out Gaethje. It's written in the stars, and then Topuria is like, well, I want that BMF belt. Like, give me that belt. Give me your belt. And he's going to go and challenge Oliveira. And he's going to put out Oliveira because that's just what he does.
Honestly, I'm not here for that fight. I'm here for him putting out Oliveira. Like, that's how bummed I am about that whole fight, dude.
Dude, the amount of hate he's getting right now from like all, it's not even from casuals like us. It's from like former UFC fighters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Nate's going off right now.
Oh yeah, dude. Well,
he's like disrespecting my belt like that. He didn't even get the belt. He lost that belt. He thought it was a dumb belt in the first place, and he's still back in that belt. Like, dude, what are you doing?
And he's
hugging
also
him for
like
25
a jiu-jitsu practitioner.
Yeah,
like,
you guys are casuals. It's like all these UFC people. Like, shut the fuck up, you idiots. So dumb. The other thing that's crazy is Topuria, his grappling, he was just able to like shoot straight back up.
Yeah.
How good is Topuria's grappling?
Dude, it literally, his mystique grew from that fight.
And I think that the biggest success he had was the fact that Holloway looks so small in comparison. So how big is Topuria? Because Topuria didn't look incredibly small against Oliveira.
His frame, like he just
frame, you know what I mean?
He's just a fucking Hulk of a human being.
So are we gonna see a 170 fight against Islam? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing?
Like the more you think about it, the more you're like, it's not too far fetched, man.
Dude.
I'm just saying, Topuria, his mystique as well is just like keeps on growing.
Yeah.
And, you know, like you just get that weird pressure in the cage, I feel. And you're like, okay, well, I'm against that guy. Like, your eyes kind of widen up a little bit more.
The other thing that was weird was, so the UFC and Paramount, obviously, I think that the UFC will get a lot of flack from Paramount because Paramount is like, we want to have a perfect image. We want the cream of the crop of UFC. We paid $7.7 billion for this. You know what I mean? So media is a huge importance to them. So if you went on Twitter right after, you'll see the UFC triple posting over everyone's post that Max Holloway won the BMF. He's the baddest dude alive, like all these things. But in between, sandwich in between tweets were people like Nate Diaz and all these like UFC fighters, huge UFC fighters, saying like that was the lamest fight of all time. That's not the BMF belt, trashing it. So everyone that actually matters in the UFC sphere, like the fighters, they're all talking about how dog shit that was. Crazy.
I mean, that was probably the worst card I've seen in recent memory. I don't know if that's a hot take, but like, first of all, you only had 3 finishes.
Worst card as in like what? Like describe.
Like top to bottom, just not really much energy. Especially for us, like, when we're live streaming, like a watch party, like we feed off the energy of watching it. I feel like we had zero energy because there was no energy in the fights.
I felt like I was really excited for Cody, but I know how Cody was going to come out. So that I felt like he was going to bring the energy. He didn't bring the energy, which is what I was expecting. I feel like ever since Cody got back, Cody Garbrandt, he does the same thing where he like hits, he like circles the cage forever. Like he's a way different fighter. He's not like no love.
Yeah, like he doesn't just go into the fire.
Yeah, so like even at the end of the fight or after he's done getting hit in the nuts, he ran in. He I think he threw like a flying knee and then a check hook, and then they were like staring at each other for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
He's just not getting in the fire anymore. And I think that's where he has the most success.
Yeah.
Especially with that guy. When he hit him, he was hurting him. Also, when he was getting hit, he was also getting hurt. But I mean,
the problem is that so you have all these people that are advocates for fighters getting increased fight pay, right? And like I'm a huge I think that fighters should get paid more as well, but like not showing out and producing like big moments and big finishes and things like that makes it so that it's really hard for you to have leverage to be like, look at what we're doing. Like we're just like, think of like Shohei Ohtani being like, hey, like, look at my record, but I don't have any home runs. You'd be like, you're not worth $700 million. Why would we give you a $700 million contract? The reason why he gets a $700 million contract is because he fucking launches bombs. He gets like 50 home runs a season, and like 50 stolen bases. It's like he creates excitement and stuff like that. And that's why he makes money. And with all these just, we're going to do decision fights. We're not going to chase for finishes, things like that. We're going to pace ourselves and make sure we can get to the scorecards. You're making it so that you're giving them the leverage, being like, well, like you guys aren't really doing anything exciting out here. Even though like we think it's exciting, the general audience is like, like no one's getting knocked out.
Yeah.
No one's getting submitted. There's no threat of this fight ending before the judges have to.
It's turning into like an Olympic style boxing match. How it's like, it's obviously going to the decision.
Yeah.
It's
100%.
like, we're not going to go for the finish. We're going to go to last and win the fight. And I think that it's annoying when we get so much flack for, you guys are casuals. It's like, why the fuck do you think the UFC's around? Like literally the reason they have any money at all is because they put butts in seats. How do you put butts in seats? You have knockouts, you have submissions, you have exciting fights.
Well, the thing is, there's no better feeling, in my opinion, when you're watching UFC and you have two people coming in and you feel it in your bones. Like you felt it with the Ferreira Rodriguez fight, where you felt the electricity of, okay, someone's getting put out in this.
That was the fight that I actually had a little bit of something in. I was like,
you had kind of like the butterflies, and you're just like, you're like, okay, there's some kind of, you feel the electricity a little bit.
Yeah.
And you should be feeling that more often than not. Like the best like main cards that I've seen are the ones where like it starts off like that and it only builds, where you're just like, oh my God, like that last fight was like, oh my God. I
think the biggest problem is that people treat it too much like a sport, not enough like a fight anymore. Like we started the UFC like this is just a fight. This is a brawl. This is a barroom brawl. Then we slowly started seeing it introduced like jiu-jitsu and all these things. You get this gaming. And now we're at such a point that it's like, it is a sport. So you see people, they'll be against the cage and they'll drop someone and maybe they get on their knees, right? The person builds back to their knees. They let them up. They walk to the center of the octagon and then they engage again.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You have him against the cage. Throw his ass around. Throw him to the ground. Why are you giving him a chance to breathe? Everyone's giving him a chance to. What are you doing? It's silly. It's very silly.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Like, it's not a good look so far, but obviously being an optimist, I think that, it'll turn around. You just need to get a couple people that really spark the fire.
Ilya.
Well, yeah. Or, I mean, like, look at Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira is single-handedly starting to revive this fucking heavyweight division. Him versus Gone in the, was it Freedom 250 fight card. I mean, I think it's a lame name for that. You could have just called it like UFC.
Why didn't they call it Freedom 249? It's on Flag Day of the 249th year that it's been around.
Stop.
It's not on the 250th year of us being a nation, because that would be on July 4th, not June 14th.
We're not going to get into the semantics like that.
That's annoying.
But
stupid is all it is.
Yeah. But like him going up against Gon, now you have Tom Aspinall now being like, oh, well, I get next. You know, oh, I thought that you couldn't see. I thought you were Abe Lincoln.
Yeah, I thought you just signed something with Matchroom Boxing. I thought you were gonna go over to boxing, bro, with Eddy Hearn.
Sorry. How delayed your reaction was on that pun was like, God damn. Yeah, dude. I think obviously him versus Gon is gonna be a great fight. And it's just very interesting that now you're like reviving all this stuff. Or now I guess we got Volkov versus Waldo Cortez Acosta as well.
Yeah, Cortez Acosta is gonna take that.
Yeah.
He has boxing background. He's too crisp, too strong, too sharp. I think he takes that.
You don't think Volkov just takes it to the ground
and has sweet nothings with him? No, I don't think so.
Maybe.
I guess you'll find out.
Yeah. I know. But now the heavyweight division is starting to get a little bit interesting.
I think Waldo Acosta versus Cyril Gane would be interesting. If Cyril Gane loses this against Pereira, I think that's an interesting fight. Really good hands versus a really good kickboxer. Striker versus kickboxer. Or boxer versus kickboxer.
I think the biggest mystery right now is what fight fell through or what fighter fell through.
Glad you brought that up. So apparently what's churning out in the rumor mills is it wasn't going to be Ilya versus Gaethje. It was going to be Ilya versus Islam.
That would have been spicy. Honestly, that would have made it where it was like, okay, this makes sense.
But it also makes sense because if you look at all the photos recently of Ilya, I mean, he's been putting on some serious size. He usually stays lean year round or relatively lean, but he's like looking pretty thick. Like he's gaining some size for that Islam fight. But apparently that fell through.
That would have been sick. I mean, because like at that point, if they did that, then they could have had Gaethje versus McGregor. Then that would have been a fun fight. And that would have been that top 3 card right there. Now gets interesting. And then you have Sean O'Malley. That's like
lame ass fight.
God, Ayman Zahabi. Like no offense to Ayman Zahabi, but like
what a lame ass fight.
Yeah. No, like like when you're trying to build excitement, every single time they talked about it, you put up a notch of excitement where it's like, okay, well, now it has to deliver that much more. And it kept on ramping up where you're at this point where you're like, okay, well, now we got this card. It's only going to be this main card. What do we got? Ayman Zahabi? Like Oumar Nurmagomedov would have been a better fight, in my opinion. Him versus Merab 3 would have been a more interesting fight than Sean O'Malley versus Ayman Zahabi.
You know why it's so interesting? So we'll do some MMA math real quick. Sean O'Malley, you could say he's 1-1 with Cheeto, but he dusted Cheeto really fucking bad. Let's just say. And then Ayman fought Cheeto, and Cheeto he didn't win, but when he was hitting him, he was definitely putting up a good fight.
I believe it was a split decision.
Yeah, so that's pretty crazy. So Sean O'Malley versus Ayman, he's going to destroy Ayman. The other thing that's interesting, though, is Sean O'Malley is not the same Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto is not the same Sean O'Malley versus Song. That's not the same. Ever since Merab fucked him up twice, it's been like that, where he's kind of had that missing piece in his head. So I'm as much as I'm like, oh, fucking Ayman, I don't like him, but I am interested to see what Sean O'Malley shows up.
Yeah, and like what could happen is Ayman Zahabi just fucking, out games the system. He's not the better fighter, but strategically he got in the perfect positions to, so like it's like more like how good is his like brother / coach?
How good is his chat?
Yeah. How good he is at strategically putting him in positions to win, which I guess is like kind of the name of the game, but like still,
I guess.
Yeah, but you also need the physical tools. Yeah, seriously. But then what's your end game? So Ayman Zahabi, let's say he wins. Are you gonna have him go up against Peter Yan at that point? Because they're saying title eliminator. Like, okay, we want fucking Peter Yan versus Ayman Zahabi. If he goes through Sean O'Malley, he's definitely not going through Peter Yan. Peter Yan is a fucking demon.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he beats anyone besides maybe Sean's the only one that maybe he has a strategic advantage because of like the grappling. But everyone else is going to destroy him on grappling and on the feet. Merab beats him. Mario Batista beats him. Oumar Nurmagomedov beats him. Peter Yan beats him. Like, I don't know who you have in the top 5 at that point that he's going to go up against where it's like, oh, yeah, you have some kind of advantage over that person.
True, 100%.
So, I don't know. It's weird. It's like the same thing with the Brahalo fight last night. It's like you have Brahalo winning, but like now where does he go? You know, because you got top 5. Who in the top 5 is he going up
that
against?
was a shit fight.
That was a dude. Let's be honest. There was a lot of shit fights. Like
that one, I was really disappointed with. Though I was like, "Fuck!"
Like
neither of you.
You know, it's bad when like there's no fight of the night. They didn't give any fight of the night bonus. But also like Cody Garbrandt is the only one that fight is the only fight that is like memorable really in that.
The Ferreira knockout. Me being wrong on that was pretty.
I mean that like performance wise that was good, but in terms of a full fight, like
oh yeah.
Like who else would like had like an interesting fight where it was like there was a lot of drama and stuff like that involved?
I think the only fight that I really remember that I gotta look out for is Tyre, whatever his name is. Tyre Nurmagomedov.
Oh, DR.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. Because I'm telling you, I was not thinking he had that type of striking. He strikes his hand so low, but he has that like Soviet style like
with that little whip they have.
Yeah, like Bivol.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Jesus.
It's pretty sweet.
So sick.
I didn't know that either.
His like when he throws his cross to the body, dude, that thing hits on will.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
I'm pretty interested to see how his next fight goes. So.
Yeah. But on that card, we have your favorite fighter, Bo Nickel.
Who's he even fucking fighting?
I can't remember.
It's not Bilal Muhammad.
No. I forgot the name, but not that time.
Oh, fucking Kyle Dawkins. Yeah, he's fighting Kyle Dawkins.
Boo.
And that's like, Bo's going to win that. I think they're going to be really careful with Bo Nickel's selections now.
Yeah, they got to build them back up.
Well, especially seeing that RDR is an absolute fucking bum from what it looks like. So that makes it so that loss against RDR looks that much worse.
Yeah, I guess that loss is actually aging pretty well.
Yeah.
He just actually doesn't have a gas tank, like at all.
Yeah.
Like the rumors are true.
Yeah. Well, I guess he's like anemic or some weird shit. I don't know.
Really? But that just means he can't read. Then you have the actual best fight on that. I mean, besides the Ilya fight, the best fight on that card.
Oh, dude. Steve Garcia versus Diego Lopez.
Dude, Sean has been saying Steve Garcia versus Diego Lopez for like ever.
Oh, dude, it's going to be so good. I think that Diego probably wins that. But, dude, it's going to be a fun time while it lasts.
Dude, that's going to be a great opener.
Yeah, like, well, it's literally just two cars just going right at each other.
It sucks, too, because it's like, man, I understand the strategy because Diego Lopez, no one's going to want to miss that. Everyone's going to be butts and seats right away. But then you have Bo Nickel. It's like, man, can you just put Bo Nickel first?
Yeah.
There's another fight that we're missing.
Oh, dude. There was another one
that we don't care about.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Mauricio Rufy versus Michael Chandler.
Dude, Rufy just gonna dust Michael Chandler, and then Michael Chandler gonna go,
Conor McGregor. Yeah. It sucks because you're trying to be all like pro America too. Yeah. And it's like, why are you just gonna?
Why is Bo Nickel gonna be the only guy winning in all of these?
Literally.
Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, like America's gonna get absolutely pole smoked.
Dude, like, I'm just saying, how sick would it be though? Like, I love Ilya and I want him to do great things. How sick would it be though if Gaethje gets it done? Like
Gaethje can get it done
like
though.
Properly.
Yeah.
Gets it done.
You know, I think that he can. There's a
Gogo Plata.
There is a path of victory. I just don't see it actually happening because he's going to have to really rely on his leg kicks because that's the one thing in Ilya's whole game plan that really fucks him up.
And Gaethje has a fucked up
He
leg
has
kick.
a great leg kick. So if he could disrupt him by doing that, that's when it's going to get interesting. Yeah. But I think that Ilya, if he has a fucked up front leg, I think that he can still grapple and take him down ultimately.
Yeah.
Because I think his grappling is that good.
Man, they're just trying to boost Rufy, huh?
Oh, 100%.
After that loss, all these superstars, they're like, well, let's get him some fights they can win.
Yeah, 100%.
Who, like, that was so under the radar.
Oh, yeah. Like, I think I wonder if they really wanted and they were trying to push to get Connor, and they
I'll
wanted
say something in a second.
Mauricio Rufy versus Connor, and then something fell out there, and then they're like, okay, well, Michael will fight whoever.
So Connor said this. Connor said, if you're doing this from a business aspect, you don't put Connor on this card because this card sells itself. So if you like he was saying, if you like, for instance, the 300 card is going to sell itself. So you put him on 301 because then you get 2 pay-per-views. Because then you don't have to have a stat card either. You could have a bunch of fighters that you don't have to pay a lot. You could waste your entire load on Connor and everyone's going to show up because they want to see Connor. They're going to sell the whole pay-per-view because Connor's on the pay-per-view. Smart business move, but think it's bullshit for the viewers.
Yeah, I mean, because, it sells itself to an extent, but you can't just have fucking 3 shit fights. Right now,
apparently you can.
Well, currently now, as it stands, you have 3 interesting fights. You have 3 absolute shit fights, from what it looks like. Obviously, once we start watching them, maybe those 3 fights become memorable fights. And, I don't see it happening, but maybe it does, right?
It's also interesting because it's like, do we have prelims?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because everyone's saying that we don't have prelims at this moment. We're not doing prelims. Like, that's like the consensus right now. There are no prelims. It's just going to be these fights. If that's the case, then okay. But kind of weird, but okay. But if they add prelims, then we have a chance to get some fighters that we actually want to see. But they shouldn't load the card with people that they're just trying to push forward to get their name out there. Like, not that OnlyFans girl that sucked ass a few weeks ago that everyone's like crushing on, that looks like the female Shrek.
Oh yeah,
it's embarrassing that I gave all those details, and then the thing that got you to say was I know who that is I said female Shrek, and you were like, oh, that's it, that chick, yeah.
Fiona.
I had no idea what you were talking about until I put female Shrek, her ugly ass, in my head, and then I was like,
damn, dude. Yeah, what's her name? It's like Reina or
something like
Regina Teles? Regina Talar? Something like that. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, but it's just annoying, again, that you're putting this expectation of how good this card's going to be, and you fall flat with 3 mediocre at best fights.
Yeah. At best.
And especially if you only have the main
Actually,
card.
no, 3 good fights. Those are great fights. I'm not going to even sell those ones short. Ciro Gon versus Alex Pereira. That's going to be a killer fight. Yeah, I would love to see that. Justin Gaethje versus Ilya. I'm excited to see that fight. And then also the Diego versus what's it called? Oh, the other ones are mediocre? The other 3?
Yeah.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, the other ones are mediocre at best. So right now, as it stands, if it goes the way it should go, it's going to be like maybe a 6 out of 10 fight card, if those are like pretty good fights.
And that's for like a regular UFC numbered event.
Yeah. The expectation is that this was supposed to be 10 out of 10. So I don't know why are you just under delivering on that?
Classic.
So
yeah, I wonder how Paramount's gonna think about this, like what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Also,
I don't know. There was some fuckery with Paramount last night.
Yeah.
The fucking black screen of death. That was weird.
Yeah. I wonder if what they were trying to do, because if you listen to the audio, everyone in the crowd is booing. I wonder if they were trying to tune down their audio, the audiences.
So they fucked up something.
Yeah, someone fucked up and accidentally did it. And then they said, oh shit, what did I hit? And then they turned it back on because they were booing so fucking loud. And then all of a sudden they weren't booing at all. There's no crowd. There's no audience saying anything at all. Yeah. I was like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. I don't know. Like that. I don't know. That was a curse card.
Yeah, curse card, but
at least
I understand it played out the way it did all the way through.
Yeah.
Like in a regular fight, Oliveira fought exactly how he should have fought.
And I would have bet that way.
I would have bet that way.
Yeah, 100%.
But the fact that it was the BMF title, I thought he came out understanding why he signed the dotted line, but he didn't.
Understood the assignment?
He did not. He did not understand the assignment at all. For the BMF, instead of giving you a winning and losing, like you have your show bonus and then your win bonus, what they should do is if you fight for the BMF, you get like 1.5 pay, So they split the difference. So it's almost like it doesn't matter if you win or lose. You're still getting taken care of.
Oh, yeah.
Because then you're almost guaranteed at that point the performance of the night bonus. So you're already getting that on top of it because you're not getting the fight night bonus with that performance. That was dog shit.
Yeah, that was.
But imagine if he was getting paid the same money that he got paid just now, but then he got a performance of the night bonus,
think it was Daniel Cormier. Like, don't quote me on it. I think he said that that was the fight of the night, was the main event. And I was like, what crack are you smoking, brother?
Dude, that's what the chat was saying, and they were like, dude, what is Daniel Cormier talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, this fight sucks.
Yeah, like it was just like, especially again, expectations versus reality. Like, we're expected a fucking barn burner firefight when it comes to the BMF.
That's what we're promised.
That's what we're promised. And then you deliver just a regular fight.
Yeah.
Which, like, I'm here for the regular fight between them. Like, that's fine. But again, I lost money because you're thinking that it's going one way and they're like, oh, we're just going to fucking grapple.
Yeah, but it's like you've been on a diet for like 3 months and you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to eat some pizza. So you order pizza and then like a plain cheese or a plain burger with nothing on it from Wendy's shows up on your doorstep and it's like 2 days old. You're like, I mean, I'm still cheating. I'm still ripping that. Yeah, I'm pretty fucking hungry, but
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like
100%.
it just wasn't there.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be like you're trying to get like a really good beer, like a nice Modelo, and then you just got like a Tecate.
Soda water.
like a warm Tecate, and just like you're like, I guess I'm gonna have a beer. Like a beer's a beer.
Is this natty ice? What are we doing here?
Yeah, like a lukewarm natty ice. And you're just like, I guess.
No, it's way worse than that. It's like you go in there and you're ordering anything. Fucking Modelo, right? You order a Modelo, and then you get the bar mat shot. They take all the juices of the bar mat and they put it in a shot glass and they give it to you.
Oh God. Or just Hennessy.
Oh.
Oh God, that'd be so fucking brutal. Ugh.
The other thing is with the Islam thing falling out at the White House card, there's a lot of speculation that it's going to be Morales Islam for International Fight Week.
I'm here for that fight.
I'm extremely here for that fight.
I mean, I'm so curious to see how that whole thing plays out.
He's so big.
He's a fucking huge. He's a light heavyweight.
But the thing is, though, if you're Morales, you are always training for this guy. So you already have the best wrestlers. You already have it. You don't wait for camp to get the best wrestlers and the best stuff. You should be already on your game. Like you should already have what's his name?
Craig Jones.
You should already have Craig Jones on speed dial.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, go one step further. You just have your boy Gordon Ryan.
Yeah,
Donahue. You're talking to someone about this game plan. I think it's very interesting if that fight does happen because of how Morales fought against Sean Brady. Made it really interesting, where he was like, he had the hips really tucked back and he was like boxing from that position because his length is so long. So throwing jabs, Islam's going to have to get past that jab in order to get some kind of grappling action. And he has to do one step further because he can't get to his hips until he gets like, well into clinching range.
Yeah, but Morales also has to be in there doing all that and be confident because nothing's worse than when you're fighting, like that guy's fighting, like Morales, for instance, he's fighting to not get taken down. He's throwing, hoping that I need to not get taken down. All these things in the back of his mind. Because Islam's just going to go, okay, cool. I'm just going to go full bore. I'm going to, strike with you. I'm going to kick the shit out of your legs. I'm going to try to take you down. I'm going to grapple with you. I'm doing everything.
Yeah. And he's really going to have to like force him against the cage. Mm-hmm. Really force him to back up. And it's like, if you don't back up, you're going to get put out. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an intriguing fight. I think Islam takes that though.
Yeah, I think Islam takes that, but then it makes the Ilya knocking out Islam that much crazier. No,
the lock of the year.
but it makes that a much more interesting fight.
Oh yeah.
It also gives Islam a lot to what do you call it? Like barter with. He's like, yo, I just fucked up your boy, one of the best dudes in the division, Morales. Like, what are you doing down there, Islam? You know what I mean? You're fighting all these people that are older and yada yada yada.
Ilya.
What did I say?
Islam.
Damn it, Ilya. But yeah,
you just got Islam on the brain, brother.
I do. I have Islam in the brain. The other thing though is, so Dana White says some shit about the matchroom boxing thing.
Oh yeah.
And then Eddie Hearn responded, and there's like a little back and forth, yada yada yada. Dana White basically said that he would he would box Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn said that he would box him and that if they did box, he would spark him. Then Dana White said, when he heard that, he said, okay, well, I'm in Vegas. We could just set up at the Apex and we can do it. And then they were talking about how what Dana White said was pretty cool. He was saying he was talking to Callum Walsh, and Callum said, yeah, you guys should let me be the undercard on your guys' fight. And he said, undercard in the fight? What are you talking about? We're going to open up the thing. There's no way we're going to main event when you guys are actual boxers and this is actually what you guys do. He's like, we'll open up the show for you guys. Like, we're not going to disrespect you like that. I thought that was pretty cool that Dana White is just, I don't know.
He's about it.
He does some cool shit sometimes. You know what I mean?
If it was to materialize, it would be really dope to see Dana just actually put him out.
Oh, that'd be sick. I think he does it too.
Because I'm not a fan of Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, well, he said, I watched him throw hands on the mitts. That was not impressive. But Dana White, when he was getting ready for the Tito fight, he said that was like one of like the hardest things he had to do. And that was,
Yeah.
when he was, I think it was 37 or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I just have a feeling that Eddie Hearn is one of those guys where it's just like, once the fight actually becomes real and it's starting to get there, and he's like, yeah, my shoulder's really messed up. I just, dude, the weight cut is just, it's too much, man.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to go on with him, but
Dana is definitely like that guy that's about it though. Like if it becomes a thing with that it gets materialized, he's like, okay, well, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, but he also said, I'm old. Like, why would I be doing this?
Yeah.
He's like, we're two old guys. Why the fuck are we doing that? He's like, I will do it, but like, we shouldn't be in there. We have no business being in there. I mean, he's very with it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I also like that he said that he put the kibosh on John Jones. He said John Jones will never fight again. He's done. He's retired. Yeah. Because it's just like too big of a hassle dealing with him at his age and everything and all the stuff you have to go through. He's like, he's retired.
I mean, he mentioned the hip too. So it's like,
yeah, it's like, you're not coming back.
I think that's the first time he mentioned it too.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't think anyone else really mentioned it. So I'm just like, are we just fabricating this thing? Like, did we just make this up in our head?
Yeah.
That there's this whole thing with his hip?
Dude, he was so pissed when that came out because that guy's meta glasses.
Yeah.
He had no idea he was getting recorded.
Oh, fucking brutal, dude.
So brutal. All right, before we get into this week's fight picks, we are going live this Saturday on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. We will be reacting and live betting on each fight. So win big, lose big. You don't want to miss it.
First fight up, we have Piera Rodriguez versus Sam Hughes. Who you got?
I have Rodriguez on this one. She beat Sam Hughes in 2022. And I think that she can do it again. Who has Sam Hughes really fought since 2022? Pretty much no one. Rodriguez beat Ketlin Souza, which I think Ketlin Souza is much better than pretty much everyone Sam Hughes has fought since their fight. Rodriguez only has 2 losses as well. She has the headbutt that she lost to, and then she also has the loss to Gillian Robertson. I mean, Gillian Robertson's a beast, so I mean, no shade there. Also, Sam likes to get really complacent in her fights. She likes to rely on her wrestling. When that doesn't work out, she kind of gets confused of why she's there. So I definitely have Rodriguez by decision.
We're going to keep this simple. I have Piera for this. I think that she is a better wrestler than Sam Hughes. I think that her striking is better. She's more defensively responsible. Sam Hughes throws more volume, but she also gets hit more. So it's like kind of a double-edged sword on that. I feel like she's not as defensively responsible as Piera, but I don't think either one's really finishing the other one. So I definitely think that it's going to go to decision regardless. So if you really feel like Sam Hughes is going to win it, but she's not, then I would put Sam Hughes decision and just make that little extra money on that. Next fight up is Elijah Smith versus Yu Su Young. Who you got?
So this is actually my lock of the week. I have Elijah Smith to win this. I was watching The Ultimate Fighter with Gilbert, his dad, he's in it for 2 seasons. Very good seasons. Fun fighter to watch. He didn't win, but I mean, you could tell the guy knows the game very, very well. He's in the corner of Elijah Smith, gives him very good advice. His Morales victory, that was a big deal. When he won, like, he definitely could have tapped in the later rounds as well, and he didn't. I think he has a lot of heart. He's got great like IQ when he's in there. He listens to his corner, great everything. I think that Su Young's going to get outstruck early, and then he's going to try to rely on some grappling or some exchanges just to kind of get it going his way. And I think Elijah Smith's just going to, he can out grapple him. He can get back to his feet. He can outstrike him. He can beat him anywhere. I think that Vince, beat Soo Young, and Elijah beat Vince. So, I mean, just MMA math goes all the way around, and he wins.
Yeah, I also have Smith money line. I don't know how he's going to get it done. I think it's going to be probably a TKO KO victory, but I find him a very promising prospect. He has massive power and he has a huge reach advantage against Soo Young. And we saw it last week with how much of a difference having a huge reach advantage versus someone that is going to try to grapple you. You know, like that's a huge like momentum shift in the fight. You know, we saw it with Jesus Aguilar. We bet on Jesus Aguilar. He fucked us over. So I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I think that Elijah is going to be overwhelming with his physicality and his age difference and everything like that, that he's just going to take over in this fight. Next fight up is Beatrice Mesquita versus Montserrat Rendon. Who you got?
I have Beatrice for this. Both fighters are horrendous to watch. They do not have striking. It's terrible to watch. But at least Beatrice has a little bit of grappling. I mean, she submitted Mackenzie Dern in a jiu-jitsu tournament in like under 2 minutes. So if this goes to the ground, I see it going her way. I see her winning by submission.
I also have Mesquita. It's funny that you said she has a little bit of grappling and she's like an ADCC world champion or some shit like that.
It's different though when you're getting punched in the face. There's
That's true.
There's jujitsu and then there's jujitsu while you're getting like punched and elbowed in the face.
Yeah, the only sizable advantage in this fight is going to be her grappling versus Rendon's grappling. I think there's a huge discrepancy there. And then on top of it, the coaching between the corners. I think American Top Team, you have to trust American Top Team with these fights. So I think that I'm going to trust American Top Team. I'm going to trust the grappling advantage. I think Beatrice wins this. Next fight up is Luan Lacerda versus Hecher Sosa. Who you got?
I have Luan to win this. I think it was full camp versus full camp that I think that Sosa would win. But Luan has had more fights in the UFC, more time in there. He's more active in the octagon. Sosa hasn't fought in the UFC at all yet. I think that if anything, it just turns into a grappling match, in which case Luan wins. But I wouldn't knock Sosa. Sosa is, I think he only has one loss right now. I mean, he's going to be a big prospect in the UFC.
I also have Luan Lacerda. I'm really split on this fight though, because Sosa is a really dangerous striker, but Luan also trains out of Jose Aldo's gym. So it's like, he must know a thing or two about striking. The thing that does worry me about his striking though, is that he absorbs a lot of strikes. He actually absorbs more strikes than he does land strikes. So if it's just a stand-up match, I think that Sosa actually does take this, but I think that Lacerda is smart and he's going to have the game plan of taking it to the ground. He is a wizard on the ground and he's a very good submission artist. And I think he ultimately either gets the submission or he gets the decision by, him just grinding it out on the ground.
Yes, sir.
Next fight up is Bolaji versus Manuel Souza. Who you got? I
mean, I love Oki. I have Oki on this one. I think Manuel also, he just gets hit too much, and you can't get hit too much against Oki. You just can't. That's a bad night for you. Also, in his Dana White Contender Series, Souza, he was gassed in the third round. I mean, he was pretty tired in the second round, and you can't be super gassed and tired going up against this guy. He's going to put you out if you're tired.
I think that Oki really likes to make like high level ballroom brawls happen, and when he does that, I think he gives a lot of openings that aren't always there, a lot of opportunities that aren't always there if you're just doing clean striking. And I think that he can definitely hit Sosa with a couple big shots, and ultimately I think he could potentially get the KO on this. I have Oki winning this as well.
Bang, bang.
He's got that touch, man.
He does. And like, that's the thing too, is that Sosa, when he gets tired, not only is he just tired, but his hands are like at his waist. It's like, bro, you cannot be like that walking towards Oki.
Next fight up is Chris Curtis versus Myktybek Orolbai. Who you got?
I have Orolbai on this. This guy is the truth. He comes in 170. Then he goes 155. Then he has a catch weight 160. Then he does a catch weight 165. And now he's back at 170. Then he does what he does against Hermanson. And now he's fighting Chris Curtis. I think this guy might even put out Chris Curtis. He might finish him. I'm telling you, this guy's a real problem at 170. He's 28 years old, doing this to some serious people. Also, Chris Curtis is 38. He turns 39 on July 15th. So, I mean, he's going to be very close to 39 years old, stepping into the octagon. I just think it's going to be a rough night. Love Chris Curtis, but I do think that Orolbai takes this.
I have Orolbai as well. I love Chris Curtis. He has really good boxing. I think that if it stays standing, it might get really spicy because he does have the touch and he can definitely like just change the tides with just a couple of shots. But his biggest hole in his game is Orolbai's biggest strength, which is going to be wrestling, particularly chain wrestling. He is so good at that. I think that ultimately he's going to get into those positions. He'll find openings to either submit him or potentially TKO him. I mean, if he gets it by decision, that's a win on Chris Curtis, I think. So
yeah, this guy is the truth. He's coming out.
Yeah, especially with it being at the apex. We say it 100 billion times every single time. Favors grapplers. So next fight up we have is Brad Tavares versus Eryk, ya boy Anders. Who you got?
Dude, is this name really your boy?
That's his nickname.
Dude, that is a sick nickname. I have him losing.
Yeah.
Brad Tavares all day, baby. He's gonna be peppering up that jab low kick. I think that Anders just likes to wait way too much for that big shot, and you can't do that against Tavares. Tavares is he's very good at occupying space, throwing leg kicks, throwing jabs. I don't know if he's gonna land a big shot to put out Anders, but I definitely think he's taking this.
This is the battle of the grandpas. They've somehow found the one middleweight fighter that's older than Tavares, and
not by much,
by a couple months. But I definitely have Brad Tavares. I ride or die with Brad Tavares. I did the same thing last week with Cody Garbrandt. You got to.
Hey, we won though.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep with loyalty. Am I right? I think it's very spicy in the first round. First round, if anything special is going to happen, it's going to be Eryk Anders knockout first round. But I think that Brad Tavares can weather the storm in the first round. And if he weathers the storm, then Eryk Anders in rounds 2 and 3, he fades so hard. He just withers into the nothingness. Like, seriously, he just like, it's weird. It's like a magic trick when you watch his fights back and it goes to decision, because rounds 2 and 3, he disappears. So I think that Tavares, if he gets past the first round, he's just going to cruise through rounds 2 and 3. He'll get by decision. Next fight up is Charles Johnson versus Bruno Silva. Who you got?
You already know I have Charles Johnson on this. I mean, age 35 against age 35. Let's go. This is going to be a good fight. A lot of people are going to count out Charles Johnson because of what happened with Alex Perez. But Alex Perez, first off, he was just on that night. That was a really good night for him. And he's an incredible fighter. But don't forget about Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson, I mean, he put out people like Loner Kavanaugh. What's up with him? You know, he just fought Brandon Moreno. He looks incredible out there. That dude, Josh Van, what's up with him? Might be a champ now. I don't know. But Josh Van put out Bruno Silva. And who put out Josh Van? Charles Johnson. So, I mean, MMA math, Charles Johnson. Who do you have?
Dude, come on. Johnson moneyline. I mean, it's a little tricky because it is a short notice fight, but Johnson is about that life. He probably he probably trains year round, is around that weight class at all times. But I think that Charles Johnson, I don't think people see that fight and they're like, oh, look how bad Charles Johnson is against Alex Perez. And I think not enough people talk about, wow, how good is Alex Perez that he did that to Charles Johnson. You know, I think the mind work has to be shifted a little bit on that. He has a similar style to Josh Van. And as you said, Josh Van beat Bruno Silva. And I think that's the way to ultimately beat Bruno Silva, is to get him onto his back foot and then really just kind of keep the pressure the whole time so he can't force takedowns. If he does a takedown, it's from downtown and you can easily manage the defense of it. If it does get to the ground, though, Bruno is really good on the ground. So submission is definitely a threat there. But I just don't see that happening. I think that Charles Johnson is just too good, and he just has too many little like feathers in his game. He's just got sneaky shit. Like when he knocked out Joshua Van, Dude, like the triple jab uppercut, fucking like no one else in the entire UFC has ever thrown that combination,
dude,
and it just landed so clean.
That's like the Gustafsson like triple uppercut.
Yeah, dude, who the fuck does that shit?
That was so clean.
The answer is no one, and that's why he's so good, because no one else would throw it, so therefore that's why it worked.
100%.
It's always the shots that you don't see coming. Yeah, I definitely see Charles Johnson, money line, potentially KO. We might have it in our spicy parlay. You're going to have to check and, subscribe to our Patreon for that. But next fight up is Vitor Petrino versus Steven Asplund. Who you got?
I have Vitor on this one. He's 220 going against a 260 giant in Asplund. And Asplund looks incredible on Dana White Contender Series. But, I mean, that left hand on Vitor is a fucking missile. That thing puts people to sleep. They don't recover from that one. Let's see if the volume striking of Asplund can hang out with the power of Vitor. The other thing is, Vitor only has 2 UFC losses. He has Anthony Smith, when Anthony Smith was a lot better of a fighter than he was in his last fight. And then he also lost against Dustin Jacoby. But he was Dustin Jacoby until Dustin Jacoby set up that beautiful shot that just put out Vitor. That shit was crazy. But I have Vitor to win this. Maybe KO, but I definitely think that this is a crazy fight for Asplund to pretty much debut his UFC career in.
Debut? He's already fought before, brother.
No, but he fought one guy, right?
Yeah.
What is it? Who do you fight? That guy, the Mexican dude.
He fought like a legit fighter, brother.
Did he?
I mean, not like super legit, but like a legit enough for a fucking debut.
I thought he fought the Mexican. Yeah, Sharif.
Yeah, Sean Sharif, who's like, like he was undefeated at that time.
He's 4-2. How was he undefeated?
Oh, never mind. He lost to Junior Tafa right a year before that.
Yeah,
never mind.
He's not like a dude. Fucking Vitor versus fucking Sharif, dude. The sheriff. That's a huge jump, brother. There's this guy. His name's Cyril. Okay. Do you mind just taking him on?
All right, Joe. Because I'm all about loyalty, I'm riding my lock of the week with Steven Asplund. Okay. I know this is a short notice fight. Okay. I have to ride with Concrete on this one. He has such active striking for being a big lad. Like, obviously not 1-to-1 to Max Holloway, but like, like that same kind of energy where like, you're always occupying space. You're always throwing like your jab out. You're throwing elbows out. You're always trying to find some way to land strikes and like have just a bunch of volume because of it. I think that Petrino, he throws a lot of very looping shots that do have a lot of power. But the problem is that looping shots versus straight shots are going to beat those looping shots, especially if you have the reach advantage. And Steven Asplund's jab and cross are so fucking laser straight, especially if you're being a big guy. I think he's about to shock the world and everyone's going to fucking learn Concrete's name, dude. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of him, and I think that he's just going to do this. We're going to learn his story. Everyone's going to be like, oh, look at this fucking dude. Look at this big lad. He's about that life. Let's fucking get it. Next fight up is Marwan Rahiki versus Harry Hardwick. Who you got?
I have Rahiki on this one. I think Rahiki's going to dust Hardwick. I love Marwan's Contender Series fight. He goes in there, gets dropped, basically knocked out. Then he scrambles, gets in a really bad position on the ground where basically is about to get tapped out. Then stands up, finishes the fight, knocks the dude out. Love it. The dude who he was fighting too, this is at 145. He looks like a natural 145er, Marwan. His opponent that he fought in Dana White Contender Series, he was a big 145er. And he still stuck in there with him and stuck that out and still got the victory. Love to see it. Hardwick, I mean, we're not even going to talk about his last performance because, I mean, I'm sure there's enough shame in that household that he doesn't need any more. But Harry has a very similar physique to Marwan. So if he can withstand the bullying of this huge dude, this big 145er in the Dana White Contender Series, who I think is a better fighter than Harry, then I think he's going to walk through Harry. I think it's an easy fight. Don't even think about it. Just put money on Marwan.
Well, Joe, I have Rahiki money line.
Do you have him by leg kick TKO?
Dude, that was so tough. That was so tough to see. I was like, at any point, you can stop this fight. Yeah. Like, he's like fucking looking like he stubbed both toes. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he was like putting his toes into cold water.
Yeah. Like he was like walking on coals or something like that. Yeah, fucking hella tough, brother. I think Rahiki's just the more technical, cleaner striker. Harry does have really good forward pressure. The problem is that I think that he overcommits his shots all the time. Like whenever I watch him fight, he has a lot of shots that he overcommits, or he just really doesn't care too much to have defense. And I don't think you can do that against Rahiki. I think that he can definitely use those moments to counter and use those moments advantageously for him to ultimately set up his shots and potentially win by KO. I'm obviously it's not my lock, but definitely see that happening. Next fight up is Andre Fili versus Jose Delgado. Who you got?
I love Andre Fili, but I have Jose Delgado on this one. I mean, Delgado lost to Nathaniel Wood, which we called out here on the podcast because the style made sense for Nathaniel to win, but the style for this one makes sense for Delgado to win. Delgado is going to go in there and he's going to handle business. I think people are going to really recognize that name after he does what he does to Andre Fili this Saturday.
Well, yeah. I also have Delgado money line.
This is my lock of the week. I was joking. I was juking you out with saying it wasn't my lock of the week.
I think the funniest part is that you said, I love Andre Fili. What's my first thing in the note?
I want to suck. What does that say?
Yeah, I love Andre Fili. He's a dog. He's been in the UFC forever. I have to go with Delgado. I think he's going to learn a lot from that previous loss. And hopefully he doesn't learn too much where he's gun shy, because I think Andre Fili's biggest problem is that when he deals with heavy-handed fighters, they find his chin. And I think that's what's going to happen here. I think Delgado is going to ultimately find it with either a hook or with a straight punch. And I think he's going to be able to put him down with a KO. I mean, if Fili can stay with it, and, you know, we saw Delgado in the Nathaniel Wood fight in rounds 2 and 3 kind of gas out a little bit. And if he didn't learn from that, and Andre Fili can kind of just weather the storm for the first round, he can definitely potentially win it by like squeaking out a decision win. I don't think he's putting out Delgado though. Next fight up we have is Oumar Sy versus Lnk.Bio. Who you got?
I have Oumar Sy on this one. It's going to be a grappling match, I think, because of the apex. I think it's going to end up going to the ground. Oumar Sy has a lot to prove, though. His last fight was so bad. It was so boring. I think that is his first loss. He's tasting that defeat. He's going to go back to the drawing board, and we're going to see a really good version of him. If he can keep it standing, it'll be a very fun fight. But I see this going into a lot of grappling exchanges, especially with Myktybek.
I have Oumar Sy on this fight. I don't really love either fighter. I don't think they're like super fun to watch. I mean, Ian's fun until he's not, and he's, you know, looking up at the ceiling. Like, no offense. But, I mean, the first round, I think, is going to be really interesting. First round, if Ian can ultimately, you know, hit him with something, I think that he could definitely rock Oumar, and he can make it, he could potentially TKO him. But after that round, I think it ultimately becomes Oumar's fight to lose at that point. But I don't think he has a finishing ability. I don't think he has that fight IQ to really finish a fight. So I really see it just going Oumar Sy by decision. Next fight up is the co-main. We have Gillian Robertson versus Amanda Lemos. Who you got?
I have Gillian Robertson. I mean, she's 30 years old. 30 years old. Lemos is 38. I think that prime versus prime, Gillian still gets it done. But, I mean, with the 8-year gap and Gillian Robertson still on the rise, still getting shit done, still progressing. I mean, she has the grappling. Check. She has the striking. Check. She has the MMA and the fight IQ. Check, check. I think Gillian Robertson just gets this done any way she wants. She's getting it done. But I think we're going to see a sneaky submission because, as we've seen in the past, Lemos does not have ground game, and Gillian's a fucking dog on the ground.
I have Gillian Robertson as well. I always forget that she's not 1,000 years old.
She's been in the game forever.
She's been in the game for like a decade, and I'm always thinking like, oh, she's like fucking like 38. This is gonna be a fucking like grandma fight, and then I'm like, oh, she's only 30 years old. Like, we're good. We're still chilling. Life's good.
You know what's funny too is I always go, she looks really good for her age, and then I'm like, oh, that's because she is the age I'm thinking. Like, she's 30.
Yeah, and then meanwhile you have Lemos. she's 39 years old or almost 39 years old, and
rounding up.
Yeah.
She's 50 years old.
But she definitely looks like she's 39 years old in the ring.
Yeah, she
She
does.
is definitely dropped off since I would say the Wele fight. I think her whole overall game has kind of diminished.
I think once she was out of contention and all that, it's like, where do I go at my age, at my elderly age of 50?
Yeah. While she's not even walking around, just wheelchairing around.
Yeah.
I think her only way of victory is to keep it standing, because Gillian, once she gets it to the ground, I think Gillian's going to finish it. But I think, like, given her decline and the fact that her grappling or her fights against grapplers is like fucking terrible, I think that she ultimately loses this fight, and Gillian Robertson gets it most likely by submission, maybe by decision. The only grappler she's won against is Mackenzie Dern, but you know, Mackenzie Dern doing Mackenzie Dern things. She thinks that she can outbox people, and for some reason her boxing just always looks terrible. I don't know.
She's like, I only train boxing. It's like,
and
really?
You're like, are you sure?
What gym are you at? Because I am not going there.
So last one up, we got the main event. We got Josh Emmett versus Kevin Vellejos. Who you got?
I have Kevin Vellejos. I'm really excited for this fight. Josh Emmett, 41 years old. I think that Kevin Vellejos is going to win this. Josh Emmett's going to put down his gloves, which is good because it's, you know, you can't be in this game forever. I'd rather him have his health. I think he puts down his gloves. I don't think Vellejos knocks him out, though, because to knock him out, he only has one knockout in his career, and that was with Jeremy Stephens. Jeremy Stephens is like one of the hardest hitting 145ers like ever, you know? So pretty interesting fight, but I think that he takes it. I think that we're going to see kind of a one-dimensional Josh Emmett, and it's not that he's one-dimensional, but I think Kevin Vellejos is going to make him look one-dimensional.
Well, Joe, I have Josh Emmett to win this. Yeah, Josh Emmett, I think that he is going to pull off the upset. I feel it.
Feel the right hand's coming?
Dude, the thing is, watch Kevin Vellejos's fights. Okay, just really watch them. The amount of strikes that gets landed on him is a lot. He will weather storms and shit like that. You can't do that against Josh Emmett. The last thing that goes out is the fucking power. And that dude has mad power. So if you're allowing him to strike with you, that's not a smart move. Because there's people that think that they can, you know, just weather that storm. Look at Bryce Mitchell. Not the same. Like, look at his Instagram. It's not the same. No, but seriously, like, and he's only fought like top 5 killers since 2018. Like the cream of the crop. Like you got Jeremy Stephens, you got Lerone Murphy, you got
Ilia
Topuria. He went all 5 rounds against Ilia Topuria as well. Like going against Yusuf Zalal, you know, all these people that he is fighting. Yair Rodriguez fought pretty much everyone except for Volkanovski and Max Holloway in that fucking division, honestly. And, you know, all the who's who. So the experience definitely comes with him, or is the advantage for him. But I think that he can definitely fucking crack it, dude. I think he can definitely shock the world. But I understand, and the smart play is definitely Vellejos to win because he's the younger fighter and he can definitely, like, you know, grapple. He can do all these other things. But dude, I'm telling you, don't be shocked if Josh Emmett shocks the world. That's all I'm saying.
So what are we doing?
I mean, we could do Kevin Vellejos, but I just wanted to let it be known. So then,
no. Let's do Josh Emmett, because last week you said, you know, I was like saying Cody Garbrandt, and you got Cody Garbrandt.
All right. We could do Josh Emmett.
The thing is, though, Cody Garbrandt was losing if he didn't get those nut shots.
I mean, maybe,
yeah, potentially.
The thing is, it's the mentality aspect too. Like that third round wouldn't have played out the way the third round played out if those nut shots happened or didn't happen, because he would have been like, oh, this is still a competitive fight. Maybe I still have to put my foot on the gas.
Maybe gets caught with the he does the circling out and does the head kick like I was saying. Yeah. It then landed like 5 times in that fight.
Yeah. Guess we'll never know.
Guess we'll never know. All right, yeah, let's just go. You just want to go with...
We can go with Josh Emmett.
Yeah, we can ride with him.
Why not? Why not?
Why not?
I mean, again, if Vellejos wins, I guess it was meant to be. They're trying to age him out. But if Josh Emmett wins, dude, I'm just saying. And dude, I'm telling you, he has the power. And Vellejos definitely leaves openings, and he is okay with getting hit.
I just think that he doesn't have the tools like the variety, I guess, for Kevin Vellejos. He's not sneaky. You know what I mean? He's like a shotgun as opposed to like a ninja with a samurai sword.
Yeah.
Like the last fight we were watching, when he put out Homeboy, he was like, you know, that guy's throwing a bunch of stuff. What was his name?
Zalal?
No.
Oh, Giga Chigaze?
Yeah. So in Giga, he was throwing everything, throwing the kitchen sink, mixing it up, body shots, headshots, all that stuff. But I feel like it's mostly setting up that right hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
and
true.
then he always is circling around the cage or he's on it. One or the other. It's either pressing or he's doing that, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I see Kevin Vellejos getting it done, but we can go with that. Just in the off chance that he clips him and your Mystic Mac.
I guess it's a win-win for you. Either this happens and you're like, wow, that's
And
really
then
cool.
I'm right.
And you're right. Or you're right and we should have listened to you all along and Kevin Vellejos wins.
Win-win.
Yeah.
All right, that's a wrap for this week's Fight Picks. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you enjoy this content, all of our social media is linked in the bio. Be sure to subscribe, cash those tickets, and don't forget, bet smart, fight hard. We'll catch you in the next card.